Hey, we're Steve and Annette Economides from MoneySmartFamily.com.
And today we're going to talk about different kinds of budgeting systems that are out there.
So, people say the word budget and it comes up with all kinds of different meanings in different people's heads. What we're talking about is not sitting down once a year, writing a list of what your anticipated expenses are, putting it on a sheet of paper, and then checking it once every 3 or 4 months or every 6 months. That's not a budget. That's a start, but that's not the kind of budget we're talking about.
And it's not even a spreadsheet once a month that you look at to just see if you're kind of on track. That's not a budget either. That's not what we're talking about.
We're going to talk about systems that you interact with and refer to regularly and update regularly.
Okay, so the first and easiest budget system is a cash envelope system. Basically, you keep all your money in the bank because people rarely overspend on fixed items like utility bills and mortgage payments and gas for their cars. But these are the three most frequent categories that people will overspend. And so because you have all these other goals out there, like get out of debt or pay off your mortgage or have a balance in your checking account of $4,000, you are going to be okay with having money in each of these envelopes. You take out a predetermined amount with each paycheck, and when it's gone, it's gone. You make do with what you have. Very simple, very easy. You just have to stop when the money's gone.
That's right. Second kind of budget is a little more complicated because it really requires linking bank accounts, and it's done on a computer or your phone apps. And there are lots of different computerized systems out there that you can use and apps. We really like envelopes.com because it allows you to save in advance of expenses.
Everydollar.com from Dave Ramsey is another system out there.
Mint.com is free, and that's a good system.
Quicken. A lot of people use Quicken.
YouNeedABudget.com, they use theirs based, I think, on Excel. And then there's just doing it in Excel, and I've done those too. I've set up budgets in Excel. But there's a couple problems with computer-based budgeting. One is that usually with a computer, only one person can drive. And what we like about the system we're going to talk about next is that it's inclusive and it builds oneness. The second thing is that when we did a Quicken time test, we did it on the computer and we did our paper budgeting system. It took about the same amount of time, but the difference was where we had saved money in, let's say, our clothing account.
In advance of purchases.
We had like $40 left over in our clothing account from a 2-week period. It said we had a negative balance because we hadn't spent what we said we were going to spend. And the biggest problem, and this has been in the news a lot lately, is data breaches. You're putting your personal financial data online and allowing your bank to port over to these budgeting systems. So you've got two areas where hackers could get in and get your information, and it concerns us a little.
Okay, the third system that we're going to go into a lot of detail on next time, is the paper budget system. This is what we've been using for almost 34 years. And Steve, as he said earlier, we love it because we can do it together.
I like this. This one looks a lot nicer than ours. This is the one we actually use.
Mm-hmm. We love it because it's portable. We can take it on long hard drives on vacation, and it can be done in the car. We can take it to kids' sports practices or music lessons.
As long as it's not windy.
Right. We can take it to the family room and rewatch an old movie that we've seen before and get it done there. So the portableness of this, I just really like this. And it gives you confidence.
It does. It gives us great confidence. We do it together, so it gets us on the same page. And because we're saving in advance of expenses, if we want to go out for a date, we know that we have the money saved before we go. It's not a question.
And for infrequent things that don't come every regularly, like Christmas or back to school clothes or things like that. If you have a paper budget or any kind of budgeting system, you're going to not be surprised with the bill when it shows up. You're going to be expecting.
You're going to reach your financial goals. You're going to save money. You're going to not spend as much because you're going to be aware of exactly what you're spending. You're going to have incredible confidence, and that is the coolest reward that we can think of budgeting.
It takes the fear out of life too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're afraid to open those bills. You don't know if you have money. You feel hopeless, and you don't have to feel that when you're working together and you've got a system to manage it.
Right. And that's what we're talking about in a budget. Actively managing your finances so that you reach the goals you want. Now, there's nothing magic about any of these three. They'll all work for you. The key is what's magic about us, and that is we have consistency. We have to be consistent in managing the money. And if we do, money will flow to us instead of away from us.
Are we magic, dear?
We're magic.
Oh,
Yeah, we're magic.
magic.
And watch next time because we're going to show you some more magic. So watch this. Watch this magic right here. This is Annette's magic.